Maggie to the rescue!
Hey everybody, Maggie's here giving lots and lots of TLC to this poor antique bisque doll. This doll is actually marked on its belly Christmas 1910, so that gives you an idea of how old it is. And as you can see, the body is just extremely stained and spotted. And I'm going to try to take care of that a little bit, sort of more superficially. I'm not so sure that sometimes these aren't just from age. Put this down. And as you can see, the doll has lost her eyes, and these are beautiful gray-blue eyes on a rocker. Really pretty blown glass eyes. Thank you, Maggie. You can have a seat. And here's her adorable little head. Look at those cheeks and a little dimple in her chin. She has little teeth and one-stroke eyebrows. And I don't see any chips or breaks or hairlines or cracks, so that's wonderful. And here's something fun about her is that she is a mystery doll. So she's marked 14/0 on the back of her shoulder plate in a circle, and that's an unknown maker's mark. But she's definitely a German doll, and she looks so much like a Floradora doll that I think she's probably Armand Marseille, but I can't say for sure. But I'm just thrilled to be able to get her back on her body. See how she's made. And there's plaster missing from this side of her head, and that's why her eyes fell out. So I'm going to add a little plaster there. I might even set her eyes. I haven't decided on that yet, but we'll see. So I am going to get set up, and we're going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is just wipe her down with a baby wipe, just to see how much superficial dirt and how much I might have to work on a little bit. And do you see this X on her head? That was something that the maker did. She's looking pretty good. So the first thing I'm going to do to treat her body is actually to vacuum it, just to get the years and years of dust off of her without adding any water. This is a little tiny vacuum that I think is usually for cars. And this is something that I do when I get an antique cloth doll, because I know I can't wash the dolls. So her arm is coming off. So here I go. I'm going to take her little arm off, and sawdust is going to be down in here. Oh, look, her arm has a big chip in it. So this is a stoneware arm, and it looks like it's been that way for years and years because of the color. So I'm just going to do a superficial treatment of camouflaging the stains. I'm painting around the writing on her stomach because it's part of her history. So it's actually the next day. I finished painting the legs and this dried overnight, and I really love how it looks because it still looks antique. It doesn't look terribly fussed over, but it's, no longer really gross and stained looking. So you don't want your eyes to look like this, and you don't want them to look like that. You want them to be really nicely placed so that they just sort of have like a dreamy expression. This is called wax adhesive. There are different kinds of waxes, but the wax you want to use is a soft wax, a sort of moldable wax. And by the way, this is wax around the eyes, and colored wax was at the top of her eyelid to give you like a fleshy colored eyelid when the eyes would open and close. But I think I'm going to set these eyes, and it sort of depends on what camp you're in, whether you feel like you should set them or not. I think in this case, because I'm not confident that I can just perfectly put a little plaster on the side of her eye for it to still open and close, I'm afraid it could break the eyes. So I'm just going to pour plaster all around the back. So I'm going to put wax around her eye like this, so that when I get it in to the mold, get it into the eye sockets, it will sort of stick there into the position that I want, and then I can scrape the wax back off carefully. Can you see that? Okay, so I'm going to do this part off camera, but I'm just going to be pushing the eyes up into the eye sockets. So I pushed the eyes into their socket, and I'm just going to adjust a little bit. And of course, if I adjust one, I'm adjusting the other because they're connected. And they're unique. Each eye is unique, hand blown, so they're a little bit different. But I think that's getting as close as I can get it to what I want. And then I just am taking a fingernail tool and just scraping some of the wax off very gently, which I can do actually more of once I actually set them in plaster. I'm going to get Maggie out of the way and the whole body so that we can pour plaster of Paris into the eyes. So it's just typical plaster of Paris. All right, so it's starting to get to the consistency I want, where it will actually stay in place when I sort of plop it on there. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to just let this sit and dry. keeping her sawdust in. And I'm just going to look at how the placement of this arm. So her thumb is turned in towards her body, and I'm just going to try to do the same. And I love this kind of tacky glue. Just going to apply it directly to her arm. I think I'm going to take a little bit and just apply it to the interior as well. And put a little bit up in there. Actually, I think I'll put it on here. All right. Pretty good. Her plaster is dry, and so I'm going to glue her shoulder plate back on. So I applied glue all over here and here. So I like it where somebody can still go like this and see the mark. So I'm going to take this glue off so they can still go like that and see. And now that she's all cleaned up, we're going to get her dressed. And I have a petticoat for her. I'm going to have to safety pin it because it's a little large. And I have her pantaloons or bloomers. And I have this really cute dress that's handmade, really nice fabric, a really thin cotton, really pretty, with a cute pattern, and with a ribbon running through it. And I'm going to give her little brown socks and these little reproduction shoes. And I have a wig for her that I already put little blue ribbons to match this. That's going to be last. And now I'm going to put these sleeves on her. They're just little faux sleeves. So I'm going to get her shoes and wig on, and Maggie and I are going to get ready for the big reveal. What a cutie. I'm so happy she's in one piece again. So I put her in Amelia's lap so you could see how cute her size is. She's a little doll. And I ended up choosing a different wig that showed off how cute her forehead is. Oh, and she told Maggie that her name is Jessica. So let's take a look at her before. And here she is after. I'm always so thrilled to be able to put back together a doll that might have been discarded otherwise or possibly used for parts. So I hope you enjoyed this today, and please be sure to like and subscribe to Maggie to the Rescue. We have lots more restorations and show and tells to come. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.